next.
Welcome to T4G Sports. Today we're going to talk about the secret updates that EA has been doing with College Football 25 Dynasty Mode with gems busting normal players. And at first when we heard this, honestly, we were skeptical. You really don't know, and we're not calling any YouTubers out, not even close, okay? Not even close. But you really don't know if people are doing this for views. And they're saying this because they want views. You have no idea. Also, most of the community was extremely confused at what gems actually were from the start. A lot of them were extremely confused. When we released a video on what gems are, everyone said gems equal skill caps. And it was like, well, not really. I mean, I guess you're slightly right, but like also you're not even close to 100% correct at all. We've already proved it. We just did a 3-star video. We recommend you check that out because what we did was we said, okay, we're going to grab 3 stars. We're going to use our T4G scouting data, this data that we have been collecting all year. This data will tell you what gems are. Okay, if they fit within these ranges, they're a gem. Okay, and we showed everything, right? We did an entire breakdown in that video. There was no opinions. 0 opinions. It's all based on data. And we did find that they did change things. Okay. And so we definitely recommend you check out that video. Now we're going to be doing the same thing, but with 4 stars. So we have our 4 stars up. We're also going to be releasing our 5-star data here soon. It's been a lot of work. Next year, we're going to be much faster at this because we've learned from our mistakes. And boy, oh boy, we have made our mistakes this year. I will say that. EA is not the easiest company to figure out because some stuff makes no sense in the game. However, what makes complete sense is the data. That's something that's just not wrong. So what we're going to be doing is checking to see what has changed. Now, we've gotten reports from people in our comments that have said gems at 5 stars can be normal development. Well, that would be completely new. So we're going to check and see if that's happening for 4 stars here. All gems, in accordance to our data, should be impact or greater development. Normal players, if they fit within these ranges, but they were not listed as a gem nor a bust, 50% of them should be gem-like where they have an impact or greater development, at least 50%. That's what we're looking for. And we did come across one bust that was considered a hidden gem, and we're going to see if his development is actually good, and it's Howie here. So we have 10 gems that are actual gems, and then we have 10 normal players. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to see, has anything changed with these players? What kind of anomalies are going on with 4 stars? And then the next video, we're going to check 5 stars. Without further ado, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, click the notification bell, and don't just play the game, own the game. Let's light it up. I'm Daughtery Crib, and I'm ready to hustle. Before we continue, if you guys find this information valuable, please consider subscribing as we work toward our goal of 50,000 subscribers. You guys can support us if you guys want to be glorious through our Amazon affiliate links down below, or even with a super thanks, which is not something we expect. But if you guys do it, just know we'll love you a long time. And now back to our sweet and sexy topic. So the first thing we're going to go over is we are going to go over the gems. We're going to see if anything's changed, and then we'll go over the normal players, and then we'll go over the bust at the very end. Okay, so Eric was listed as a gem. He's an elite dev, and he's got 7 skill caps. So our second gem now, impact development, 14 skill caps. We are on the third guy here, Clay. He is a impact development with 16 skill caps. So we're now on to our fourth guy, Quincy Dahl. You got an elite development, 5 skill caps. Pretty damn good. So now we're on to our 5th gem, and he's an elite dev with 9 skill caps. So now we're on to our 6th gem here. He's a star dev, and he has a total of 14 skill caps. So now we're on to our 7th, and he has an elite dev with 7 skill caps. So far, so good. So now we're on to our 8th gem here, star dev, and he has a total of 13 skill caps. So now we're on to our 9th guy here, who is a gem, listed as a gem. He is a star dev, and he has 8 skill caps. So we're on to our 10th and final gem here. He is a star development, and he has 10 skill caps. Now, a quick note here, and again, we're going to go over all the data at the end of the video. We're going to unleash all the data, and you're going to know everything about 3 and 4 star players. And then we're going to move on to 5 stars. But according to the data, not an opinion, if you come across a gem as a 3 star or a 4 star, they will 100% of the time, again, according to the data, have an impact or greater development. Okay, and at the end of this video, we're going to release so much information on you guys, you're going to crap your pants. So now we are on to the normal players, but they were listed as hidden gems according to our data. Okay, so these guys we're looking for at least 50% are going to have an impact or greater development. So far, so good with our first guy. He is an impact development, and he has 16 skill caps. So we're on to our second normal guy here that was listed as a gem, normal development, and he's got a total 22 skill caps. So we're on to our third guy here, normal development, and he's got 17 skill caps. So we're on to our fourth guy now. He's got a normal development with 15 skill caps. So we're on to our fifth guy now, who was listed as normal, not a gem nor a bust, elite dev, with only 6 skill caps. Not too bad. So we're now on to our sixth guy, normal development, and he's got 17 skill caps. So now we're on to our seventh guy, normal development, 17 skill caps. So this is our eighth guy, normal development, 22 skill caps. So this is our ninth normal guy. He's got a star dev and 9 skill caps. So our 10th and final guy now has a star dev, and he has 12 skill caps. So now we're on to our bust. Normal development, and he's got 16 skill caps. Okay, so let's go over our findings here. Let's start with 3 stars. We're going to start with the gems. Okay, so for the 3-star gems of what we did in our last video, about 70% of them will be an impact development with around 14 to 22 skill caps in that range. Okay, and we're going to have a separate video with all these numbers. That way you guys don't have to go to this video and then go to the end. We're also going to have it on our website as well. And that way you'll know what percentages you're looking at, give or take, roughly, and what you should expect for the actual skill caps as well. In what range. So about 70% of the gems will be an impact or greater, or impact development with around 14 to 22 skill caps. About 20% of those gems will be a star dev with around 12 to 17 skill caps, and that could definitely change. That number can definitely change, give or take, right? And only about 10% is going to be an elite development with around 6 to anywhere from 5 to 9 skill caps. Expect that. So out of the normal 3-star players that are listed as hidden gems according to our data, 50% will be normal development with around 21 to 29 skill caps. 40% of them will be an impact development with around 14 to 22 skill caps, give or take. These are rough estimates here. And then about 10% will be a star development with around 12 to 17 skill caps. So now let's go over the 4 stars and go over the data of what we found. Okay, so for the gems, they're not the same. Okay, and the data is clear on this. About 20% of them, give or take, and this is just one sample size, but we've done others as well. About 20% of those gems will be an impact development. Now, you could get unlucky and get 3 of them or 4 of them. That just could be the luck of the draw for you. But you got about a 20% chance that they're going to be an impact development, anywhere from 14 to 22 skill caps. It's the range we would give. 40% of them will be a star development, give or take, obviously, 8 to 17 skill caps in that range. For another 40% will be an elite development, give or take, with around 5 to 9 skill caps. Let's go over the normal guys now that were 4 stars that are listed as hidden gems according to our data. You're looking at about 6 of them, so 60%, anywhere from 50 to 60% will be a normal development with around 15 to 22 skill caps, which is a little bit better on average than the 3 stars. So their skill caps, even though, it's based upon development, 4 stars show that they're just slightly a little bit better on skill caps. Now, does that mean that you're not going to come across one that has 29 skill caps? No, I wouldn't say that. Expect that could happen to you, but just know on average, they're a little bit better with the skill caps for their normal guys. Now, 1 came in as an impact guy with 16 skill caps. That's right within the range. 2 were star developments, which is better than the normal guys because they only had 1. Okay, so there was 2, and they had 9 to 12 skill caps, right around that range. And then there was one elite development who had 6 skill caps, which again was in that range. So even though they had 50%, the 3 stars, they had 50% of the normal guys that were listed as hidden gems. 50% of them had an impact or greater development. Not one of them had an elite development. And so even though in this sample size there was more normal developments with slightly less skill caps in that range, there was some guys that did have better developments than even the 3-star normal gems, right? And for the bust, it's inconclusive. We cannot give you a rough estimate, maybe in the future, but as it sits right now, we cannot give you a true rough estimate that we feel satisfied with. So let's answer the $1 million question. Did EA go in and secretly change 4-star gems? Did they nerf them? Did they do anything like that? Well, let's just go what the data says. According to the data, there's no significant change done to 4 stars whatsoever. I can't point to a single thing, even with the normal hidden gems. The guys we have on our list that fit all of our ranges as a hidden gem, we were expecting to get 50% of them to have an impact or greater development. We got 40%. Not significant enough. Now, if it was 30%, yeah, I would say that that's significant enough to bring up for sure. But 40%, it could just be a bad day for me. I could be unlucky. I shouldn't play the lotto. I could run this test 10 more times, and majority of the time we'd get 50%. 40% is not big enough. So according to the data, there's no significant enough change that could be detected with 4-star gems. None at all. I can actually say the opposite, that according to the data, we cannot see a single change when it comes to 4 stars at all. At least when it comes to gems. That's what we'll say. So at the end of it all, if you hear people saying they've nerfed 3-star gems and 4-star gems, the answer to that would be the data does not support that. 3 stars, it actually looks like they made them better. Sure, it looks like they've also lowered the requirements of what a 3-star gem is, but nothing that we can look at and say that's bad news for 3 stars. 3 stars are better than they've ever been when using our data. When it comes to 4 stars, I would proceed with caution if anyone says that they've nerfed them or changed them or done anything of that nature, because 4 stars, nothing has changed. And this is according to data, not my opinion. Nothing significant. So yeah, that's the findings, and it's interesting. It's interesting. Hopefully you guys like this video. Make sure to like and share, subscribe, click the notification bell. Thank you to all of our alumni out there, our members. You guys are awesome. We appreciate all you guys, and we'll see you in the next one.